Welcome back. Today's Reddit story is full of betrayal, revenge, and regret. A man finds out his wife is cheating after being influenced by her divorced friend, and the drama doesn't stop there, so let's get into the story. I've been married to my wife for 5 years and we have a daughter together. Things were going well, or at least that's what I thought. That is, until I started noticing some strange behavior from her. The turning point came after she reconnected with her divorced friend from work. I never liked her friend's influence, but I couldn't put my finger on why, until recently. Her friend would constantly tell her, "Enjoy your life, go out and have fun with other men. Don't be stuck in a marriage like I was." I didn't take it seriously at first, thinking it was just a passing influence. But slowly I began to notice my wife becoming distant. Her phone would always be face down when she left the room, and she started going out more often, claiming it was for girl time. I never pushed her because I trusted her, or at least I thought I did. Fast forward to a recent work party. I was there with some colleagues just having a good time when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. My wife walked into the party with another guy from the office. I didn't think much of it at first, but as they got closer to the group, I noticed they were way too comfortable with each other. They were laughing, touching each other, and acting like they were more than just co-workers. I walked over to her, and the moment I approached, I could see the panic in her eyes. She quickly turned away and rushed out of the party, dragging the guy with her. I didn't follow them immediately, but I could feel my blood boiling. The guy, who I later found out was from the same department as her, came up to me and said, "Don't worry, man. She's just a single woman. She's been telling me she's not happy in her marriage." The words hit me like a slap in the face. I tried to hold it together, but the pain of what he said was overwhelming. I ended up going home still in shock. When I got home, she was there waiting for me. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and immediately started begging for forgiveness. She said she never meant for it to happen, that she was confused, and that the influence of her friend had pushed her to make the worst decision of her life. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to scream, but part of me was numb. The hurt was too much to process all at once. I didn't give her an answer that night. I just needed time to think. Update. After that night, I didn't know what to do. I was torn between anger and the love I had for her, but deep down, I knew things would never be the same. I took some time to think it over, and eventually I came to a decision. I filed for divorce. I couldn't live in a marriage built on lies and betrayal. It was painful, but I knew it was the right thing to do. The worst part was realizing how much influence her divorced friend had on her actions. This woman had convinced my wife that she deserved more, that she should live her best life. And in the process, she destroyed my family. That thought alone kept me up at night. But I wasn't just going to let it go. I was going to make sure they both understood the consequences of their actions. I confided in one of my close friends from work. He knew what had happened, and he agreed with me that something needed to be done about my wife's friend. He was a man who believed in justice, and he was more than willing to help me exact the kind of revenge I had in mind. The plan we came up with was simple. My friend would seduce her divorced friend, make her believe she was in love with him, and then leave her heartbroken when she least expected it. I knew it would sting, but honestly I felt she deserved it. She had been the catalyst for my wife's downfall, and she needed to experience the same pain she had helped cause. My friend moved quickly. He began spending more time with her, charming her, and making her believe that they had something real. It didn't take long for her to fall for him, hook, line, and sinker. She started telling me how lucky she was to have found someone like him, someone who made her feel special after her messy divorce. She couldn't stop talking about him. Meanwhile, my friend played his part perfectly, acting as if he was just as invested in her as she was in him. Then, just like we had planned, he left her. No explanation, no closure, just a message telling her it was over. The heartbreak in her eyes when I saw her afterward was priceless. It was clear that she had never expected it. She called him, begged him to come back, but he was done. She had been played, and now she understood the kind of pain she had caused me and my family. A few months later, both my wife and her friend found themselves in the same situation. Divorced, heartbroken, and filled with regret. They had lost everything: relationships, respect, and their sense of security. The worst part? They had nobody to blame but themselves. My wife tried to come back to me, pleading for a second chance. But by then I was done. I had moved on and found peace, knowing that I had exacted my revenge in a way that truly hurt them both, by showing them just how empty their actions had made their lives. And that's the story. A brutal lesson in betrayal and revenge. What do you think? Was the husband's payback justified, or did he take it too far? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more crazy Reddit tales. See you in the next one.